Hey everyone, welcome back to Carry Golds. I'm Purple,
I'm Body Knox.
and we're here with another episode of Amateur Analysis. Just to break it down real quick, a lot of times you see awesome Pro League strats brought up that you just want to emulate, but you're a solo or duo queue player and you don't have a 5 stack around you. We're going to bring you a couple ways you can take high-level Pro League strats and bring them into your solo or duo queue environment. Let's get into it. All right, so right here we just have a really simple dining reading defense, and basically what you want to set up here is just ways to contest dining from reading. So you're going to set up holes here, holes here, holes here, and it's an option. I would, maybe not. It depends on you. Yep, thank you, Joe. We've got
Yep.
holes from white stairs, and it basically just means that you can lose physical control of dining and hold it from reading. Joe, I'm not sure if you want to expand on this a little more.
Yeah. As he said, you could actually this site. You'll never really have anyone in it because it doesn't matter. You have so many different unique angles where you can contest so much of the room without ever having to actually be physically in the room. Not to mention the entire floor is soft, so easy C4s and common plants.
Yeah, you broke it down really well. Basically, this entire setup is focused around the fact that this entire room is almost impossible to hold just because there's so many ways to take it. You've got so many soft walls that you don't really want to waste reinforcements on. You've got a window here. You've got this. Everything above it's soft. It's a
Everything
nightmare.
below it's soft
Yeah, it's a nightmare to try to stand in the site. I'm sure we've all tried it once. Once.
and lost.
Yep, horribly. So basically, I would bring yourself a Goyo, a Mute, a Smoke, something you're comfortable with a shotgun. Set up your holes. I don't think your team's really going to contest you all that much, Joe. I don't think you'd argue with it if it came down to somebody trying this.
No, although I could see potential people trying to reinforce this wall, but other than that, not too often do you see these get reinforced in today's day and age.
Yeah, and personally, I think you might even let people reinforce this just so they're comfortable. Because realistically, if you're playing solo with this, you're only going to be able to hold so many angles, and I think this is your better anchor spot to hold these angles.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Just simple, easy way to hold reading room and or dining room from reading room. Really good reading dining defense and something you may not see a lot in ranked just because you might not get to this site very often. Could be a good way to throw out your enemy team. All right, right here we just have a way to contest Red Hatch, I believe, from mining. It's to be honest, I don't think a lot of people would see this coming in a ranked sense. I'm not sure if you've ever checked this, Joe.
No, I have not.
Yeah, that's just a super easy thing to do. I think Mozzie's a great operator to bring here. You bring your own shotgun, a good primary. Basically, you're just going to
He
open up.
also,
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, he also brings a C4. So even if they do get down and drop, and if you roll the clip, you can see him actually get a kill. The C4 here.
Yep. Well, actually, we will watch it. So basically, it's just a really simple, easy way to contest Red Hatch. You can see he falls back very quickly as soon as they recognize he's here and try to deal with him. But once he gets the oh my god, RXWD. As
What
soon as he
a
gets the call,
monster.
this was a slaughter. As soon as he gets the call that they've moved back in, they're not contesting him. You'll see him come back under for the C4, which I believe he gets
It's
a
right
pin
here.
for.
Yeah. He misses the shots. We'll forgive him for that because of this.
Yep.
Boom.
And yeah, I don't believe he even took any. Nope, he is full health after this. Got away scot-free. Did some damage to the enemy. Good to go.
Not to mention, he wasted a bunch of time because now they have to be aware of him at all times.
Oh yeah, big time. And especially if that wall was reinforced and they had spent a minute getting through it to then get C4'd on the other side or shot, that's going to be a huge time waster and probably detrimental to your mental state.
Mm-hmm. And this is a very easy angle to create. Like Mozzie's, like as you said, almost perfect for it with a C4, a shotgun, and a good primary. And there's no other requirements necessary. You can just sit there by yourself in any solo queue game and do it from any rank.
Yep. And the most important thing is you're not bringing your team in a bad situation by opening this hole. No one's going to die through it. So it's really, unless you lose the gunfight through that hole, which is possible, but I would say unlikely because that's a hard shot to land all the way from the hatch. And especially Mozzie's going to blend in really well with this brown background with the uniform he has on.
Yeah, and all in all, just a solid angle. Good job.
Yep, solid, easy angle. Give it a try. All right, so here's what actually inspired this series is Shaikos power play from inside the bar position. Now, we're going to add a couple caveats to this because Shaiko is insane and you probably shouldn't try to replicate his play style. But we're going to break down a few of the points on what he did here and what made it incredibly strong. Joe, if you want to start us off.
So first thing you notice is where he's aiming at and what's open right here, right? Now, for those of you who are unaware, that's piano window. The place where most attackers like to come in most often. So just having this deep of an angle, you're able to see them before they repel, and you'll probably get the kill before they even notice where you really are. Granted, this is Shaiko we're talking about, and he's using a holographic, but you might want to use an ACOG. Put a dock there.
Yeah, I think Doc would be incredibly strong in this position just to heal himself up. And I actually just noticed this as you drew this out. Because he's covering this window, Renshiro over here playing Pixel or Bench, as some people call it differently, is in a much safer position, actually, because he only has to contest one direction.
That's true. Yes, he's entirely like he doesn't have to worry about that window at all because he trusts Shaiko. And granted, you're in solo queue, but usually someone is playing Pixel or Bench, so it helps everybody out altogether.
Yeah, well, and we like to discuss this from a solo and duo queue perspective. So I
Hmm.
I know quite a bit. I like to play Pixel Spot personally. I would love to have someone covering that window for me. It would make my life a lot easier.
Now, I think we want to get into some of the caveats. The first one is you're not Shaiko, so you're going to have a hard time contesting both that and Red Door. So you have to kind of choose one or the other. You either have to barricade this and do the door, or barricade the door and do this.
Yeah, it's really a decision on one or the other. I understand a lot of us we have those games where we pop off and we think we're doing great, but contesting two long angles when, as you can see, when you aim here, this is completely covered. You can't see that. It reflex sight, sure. I'm not sure what your preference is, but it's just I'm not sure I'd contest both of those at the same time, just like Joe said.
Now, the one thing you do see here is if you could potentially get a random, you have Raphael chilling in cooler, and he's probably looking at the door. But once again, you're in solo queue, duo queue at most.
Yeah, this is definitely something where you should hedge your bets. It's hard to see from this perspective. We'll roll the clip in a second, but he actually has this open down here, which can be a really strong angle contesting into Cigar, and that might just be the way you want to play it from a crouch level contesting into Cigar. Personally, I probably wouldn't check for someone standing in the middle of bar when I'm peeking from Cigar. I'm not sure about you, Joe, but I haven't seen that very often.
No, not too often, or probably never, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of a lunatic move, and if you can make it work, absolutely go for it. This is again one of those positions where, especially if you're still leaving this reinforced, you're not affecting your team in any way, shape, or form, with the exception of body count. If you die, You-
Now, a few things to be cautious of is obviously you have this skylight right here. I'm not quite sure if he can actually see you, but one grenade bounce, one capital bolt. All he needs to do is drone you, and then you have to get, and he'll push you out in some way, shape, or form. And the other one is definitely vertical play. If once again they drone you and they see where you are, there's nothing stopping them from going below and shooting you.
oh yeah, for sure. This definitely takes a lot of spatial awareness. I think is the word I'm looking for here, and
Hmm.
just pure gun skill. It just all BS aside, if you're not landing shots today, don't play the spot.
Yeah, that's fair.
We all have good days and bad days. This is a good day spot, and that's the way you got to put it.
Yep.
Um, One thing, if you're gonna leave this reinforced and you want to just play the hole through here into cigar, that's an extremely strong spot. You're gonna be safer from the skylight. You're gonna be safer from. I One thing, I can't draw arrows, Joe. I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
Oh,
Um,
fair enough.
but there is an arrow tool that sometimes I remember we can use. Um,
Oh,
yeah, you're gonna be safer from new balk if you're in a crouch position, and that just might be the way you want to play it. I don't have anything more to add. I'm not sure if you do.
nope.
All right, perfect. Let's move right along. All right, so here we really have just a simple way to hold the backside of kitchen, white, garage area, whatever you want to call it. And that's just simply setting up a shield right here in Christmas Market. We discussed it. Ella's probably your best option here from a solo queue perspective, just because she brings her own shield, she brings her own Gurshmots, which are early warning systems. Great gun, about to be nerfed again. Sorry, whatever. 3 speed, and she just brings a lot to the table that can really help out with this. Joe, if you want to expand on that, talk about the Gurshmots.
No, I'm pretty sure you covered most of the points. The Gers mods, though, we were discussing is you'd probably want to have one hidden about here for two big reasons. The first one is as they come down the stairs, they'll hit it, and if anybody comes in through here, they'll hit it. Give you the early warning system. They're Gers modded, confused, and gives you a good opportunity to peek, get one kill, back away. Now that leaves you with your two other Gers mods. Now, if you want to be very selfish and you're by yourself, I suggest put one here because you never know if they're going to peek through that window and try to push you. And usually probably keep a pocket one, just one in your pocket at all times, because if they do force you out to fall back, you can either Gers mod this door or this door and then reset up a different angle to help at least stem the tide of them getting in through freezer. But if you're not as selfish as I am, then you could also use your other two Gears mods to help out your team in any other way you deem fit.
Yep. Couple caveats we should add on to this. From a ranked perspective, I would still probably reinforce the freezer. This is a strat I'd bring out if you've done a really good job of holding the bakery area, but you've fallen short in this backside here, and that's what you feel you need to hold. We've had a couple ranked games recently where this probably could have come really in handy if we had thought about it. Just holding the backside, doing a better job of just holding different angles. From a duo queue perspective, I think the best secondary option here to support this player is the Jaeger, just like Shaikos playing here. However, I wouldn't stand in front of this window. I'd instead play somewhere behind the bar, because you can still cover the window. I'm going to be a genius. I'm going to use the arrow tool. Look at that. Nope, I forgot how the arrow
That's
tool works.
still not the arrow.
Look at that. You can cover this window. You can cover anyone coming from coat. You can cover anyone coming from main door. And if you need to, you can still peek this door. I wouldn't peek that door. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. But if you have to, when in Rome or Russia.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is if you feel gutsy enough, you could drop over here and then get this angle. But once again, it's a very tight angle, and this is really only, if the Ella is dead.
Yep. Well, and worst case, if your Ella decides to take an early peek and just dies here immediately, you can rotate this up and you can just play it yourself.
Call him an idiot and then move on, as you do in solo queue.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just what are you doing? Why'd you peek that? There's 14 seconds into the round. Why are you dead? Idiot.
You have a shield. You can see through it now.
Yeah. You're dumb. Stop.
The joys of solo queue.
Oh, isn't it fun, Joe?
Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything more to add on that. Do you? Or shall we just move right along?
Well, we should move right along.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Is called the Faces of Siege, where we have different levels of communication, hope, and inspiration. Right down here, we can see Virtue, who's already given up on this round. It's very sad. His nose is very triangular. That's his parents' fault. I'm very sorry for him. We've got Tex right here, who just seems angry. His name's Tex. Maybe anger is bigger in Texas. We've got...
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Whoa, calm down there, Buckaroo. We've got Magnet, who's really just unfortunately stuck in this freeze frame, so I can make fun of him. Look at that face. Look at that.
Yeah, he was. You can tell from his face right here. He was definitely the kind of kid who screen looked when you were playing Mario Kart back in the day. Like, oh
no, he was a screen looker in GoldenEye. Let's be real about it.
Oh yeah,
you got to start on those
worse.
FPS games.
Oh jeez.
Look at him. Fingers still on his nice matching orange keyboard to match that Fnatic uniform. Look at all these people watching on the monitors. Just kind of, this guy's got an orange shirt on. Look at him. He's probably a fan.
That looks like somebody I know.
Yeah. Look at that. I was up in here somewhere during this match.
I pointed you out. Actually, I don't know, but still.
No,
but I think we need to get to the main face.
Yeah, so basically, Mentalist clutched this out with the Ninja Diffuse because BDS just played it horribly, and it's the best face you will ever see.
Look at how happy Magnet is.
Look at that.
It's infectious.
They're all angry, but he's just
Look at
in
that.
shock and awe.
Oh yeah,
that's
boy.
a GIF right there. It's happening. It's already on Twitter. I guarantee.
See that
The face of a champion.
That's why pros don't fake. 100%. That's why pros don't fake. You stick that defuse and you can lift your whole team up. They still lost this and got kicked out of the tournament, but we're gonna gloss over that.
Fair.
All right, moving on.
Well, so as most of you know, Maestro lost his ACOG, but not all of his utility is gone. And by that, I mean, he's still an amazing operator. Don't be an idiot. Pick him and play smart. And by that, I mean, this camera is by far the most simple camera you'll ever see, yet you never see it in solo queue. And why is that?
People are stupid.
Yes. So what this camera does, and which is important, is it stops default plant. What would you like to expand on?
So it's pretty simple. When you take this site, you plant right about here. And it's pretty much impossible to stop this Maestro camera from shooting you in the feetsies until you die. That's we just discussed all the ways you can try to attempt to deal with it. You can try to Zofia underneath the white van, miss, and then get peeked and die. You can try to walk in here, then get peeked and die. You can try to toss a nade off this wall, get peeked and die. You could try to go vertical, get C4'd and die. It's just really a bad time.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to get rid of, and that's really it. It has one simple purpose, but in all reality, that is kind of the only place to plant on this site. It's the only reliable, safe plant on this site. It's almost impossible to get a diffuser down in A. If you have entire backside control, yeah, you can get a diffuser down here. It's not totally likely. It's a great way to stop default plant. It gives you great information because you can see the feed of all the players out here. It's pretty much all reward, no risk. I don't know how to add anything more to that. Do you just want to move on?
Well, I would say the one thing that you would have to be aware of is the Twitch drone. However, you should be able to kill 2 Twitch drones. Like, come on.
Yeah. And in all reality, most Twitch drones are going to get lost trying to help with this wall.
True.
And the time it takes to move a Twitch drone all the way through here can just be almost impossible.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever seen a Twitch drone go this way.
No, that would be nuts. And a Twitch drone is so distinctive in sound, you hear it immediately and you know it's coming.
Not to mention with the influx of mutant Mozzies.
Yeah, it's just... And especially a lot of ranked players, because this isn't all that common, they just might not notice it's there.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, if I started getting pinged way out here, I'd probably be looking for a Valve cam, not a Maestro cam.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah. Just bring it. The only thing I would say is find a safe place to sit. Sitting inside of A would probably be your best shot. You can also play up on pipes if you have someone holding spiral. You can play behind the white van, so you can peek if your Maestro cam's destroyed. I'd say those are your best options. Anything to add? We good?
Nope.
Moving on. This is just an incredibly simple way to stop the secondary plant on lobby defense on what is consulate. So basically, you've got your default holes that everyone opens up right here. Super easy. That'll cover the primary plant inside the main door, but the secondary plant is going to be right alongside the circle desk. So basically, you just want to open up 2 or 3 shotgun holes right here. You can shoot right down on the secondary plant. You've got them both covered from upstairs. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Joe, anything to add?
No, it's very easy. You do what you got to do, and you win the round.
Yeah, because frankly, if you're not playing above lobby on a lobby defense, uninstall, have fun in silver. Don't know how else to put that.
Yeah, and once again, you can see that they're doing it with a Mozzie, secondary shotgun, good primary, and if he's extremely nutty, toss a sneaky C4 through those things. But yeah.
Primary plant is generally right inside this doorway. Call it default plant. Secondary plant, if they are covering it from above, is usually right here on the circle desk, and that's what that hole covers. It's never going to hurt you to make that hole unless... Okay, if someone gets all the way up to circle desk and you don't notice and they shoot you through the floor, it's your own fault. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. And that's it. Let's move on to the last piece of this match. What we've got here is just something really simple. I call it Shaikos shield because he's actually the only person I've ever seen do it. Is this shield right here, which will get you a slightly better angle on right here. He's gonna play at. He's gonna play inside of console front. Short, I call it short desk, and basically his entire job is to contest onto the bathroom and to support yellow stairs. EDS plays this pretty much exclusively with a Clash. Personally, I wouldn't expect to play with a Clash because one, she's either deactivated or banned most of the time, and most Clash players just aren't the best. If you have a duo queue and you trust your Clash, fine. Personally, I play this position with Smoke, and I'll insert some clips inside the video that show you how I play this with Smoke. I play Smoke top of yellow stairs, and basically your whole job is to help contest this. There's an arrow tool. I know about it. I know it exists. Help contest yellow and protect on bathroom. Another caveat we decided to add is from a solo duo queue perspective. The bathroom rotates a little advanced for most teams, so I probably wouldn't use it. Thank you, Joe. Do you want to expand on that a little bit further?
No, I think we covered all the main points. As we said, this is going to be reinforced, and your main job as this shield right here is to cover this. And I don't know if you can go back to the other frame really quick where you're on Shaikos shield a little bit forward. It doesn't really help, but this wall right here is open, so it allows you to peek and shoot through and kill a bunch of people.
Yep. It's a pretty simple way to deal with a simple problem. You deal with bathroom control, you deal with yellow control, and you get yourself some nice frags.
Yeah. Easy peasy. Yep. Easy win, easy life.
Something any solo or duo queue player can do. It won't affect your team in any way negatively, and give it a try in your next rank game. Anything else, Joe? We about ready to wrap this up.
One caveat I would say is you have to be aware of Spiral.
Yep, for sure. Spiral, admin, push. The reason this works so well in a Pro League setting is the fact that pretty much no one pushes admin anymore at a Pro League setting, and honestly, it's dying out in ranks a little bit as well. But this is something, if you see the enemy team specifically pushing on the yellow side, this might be something you want to employ.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, this is Purple signing off here with Body Knocks. Say goodbye, Joe.
I like how you call me Body Knocks, followed by my real name.
Hey, bro, I got to plug you. I got to plug you a little bit.
I guess, yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Purple and Body Knocks from over at Carried Golds. We'd like to thank you profusely for staying with us for this amount of time, and see us next week for another version of Amateur Analysis. Thank you and good night.
Bye.